If you're running a business YouTube channel, you've probably been adding chapters like so. Type a timestamp, write a label, and then move on. But chapters aren't just a user experience feature anymore. Now they can do so much more. In this video, I'm gonna go way beyond showing you how to simply add chapters and show you how to use them to boost your video's actual performance, to expand your discoverability across YouTube and Google search, and get your content cited in AI overviews and in LLMs like ChatGPT and Claude. Basically, 3 big levers from one simple tactic. And that's not all. I'll also show you how to order your back catalogue of videos to make sure that every single one of them that you've already uploaded is working harder for you. Hi, I'm Edward Woods, recovering CMO and co-founder of Humble&Brag, the full stack YouTube agency for businesses. Hit subscribe if you want more of the pro-level tactics we use to scale our brand channels into the hundreds of thousands of subs and actual revenue. So when chapters were introduced, they were basically just a user experience thing. Basically, a convenience for viewers scrubbing through long videos. But now there's so much more than that. Chapters are now machine-readable data segments. YouTube's algorithm can read them, Google can index them, AI tools can extract them as answer blocks for queries that match. So the label that you write isn't just text on a progress bar, it's basically a chunk of data that can get pulled into those search results, into those AI overviews, and into LLM responses. And this is what makes them so valuable. And because most creators and companies still treat chapters as kind of tedious admin, the upside really sits with those few who treat them as a way of increasing visibility. So let's get into the 3 big benefits of chapters. Firstly, they can actually improve your video performance. So chapters don't just organize your video, they actually make it perform better. And you can see the effect directly in your YouTube analytics. But before we dive into that, I just want to take 30 seconds to look at how to actually set up chapters. And if you already know this, you know what to do. So there are 3 rules for chapters to actually appear. Firstly, your first timestamp has to look like this. If it starts at 15 seconds, for example, YouTube doesn't recognize the list. Secondly, you need at least 3 timestamps. And thirdly, every chapter has to be at least 10 seconds long. If you get those 3 things right, the markers are going to appear. So how do chapters actually improve performance of a video? Well, they do the work in 2 different places, before the click and during the watch. When YouTube surfaces your video in the suggested rail on mobile, which is the rail that sits below whatever's currently playing, it can also surface your chapters underneath as clickable cards or thumbnails. And you see something similar on the Google search page as well. As soon as you implement chapters, you immediately take up more real estate in the search results on both Google and YouTube, and that immediately boosts your CTR. You've got to remember that the only thing inside those cards is the text that you write in your YouTube description for your chapters. If your chapter cards just say vague things like the background or chapter 1 or conclusion, they're not really going to earn a click. You need to treat each of the chapter labels as mini titles that spike curiosity or are descriptive enough that the viewer knows exactly what they're going to watch if they click on that label. If you do that, each of your chapters has the potential to earn the viewer's click. So that's how it impacts CTR. Now let's talk about how it impacts retention. So look at this retention graph. This is for a 28-minute video with an average view duration of just over 6 minutes. And you can see all these little bumps on the graph as you track the retention graph. And each of these bumps sits at a chapter boundary. So why do these bumps appear? Well, the first reason and the main reason is because people are rewatching segments. So they've watched through the video and then they rewind to the beginning of that segment in order to, for example, follow a process or better understand a point that the person is making. The second reason could be they start watching the video from that point, either because someone sent them the video with that timestamp or otherwise it's been surfaced by an AI tool starting from that point. And obviously, if a viewer is rewatching your video, it has a really positive effect on the retention of that video. And that behavior only happens if your chapter labels tell the viewer clearly which chapter is the one worth rewinding to. A video of the same length with labels like section 2 just won't get those kinds of bumps. And like I said, the rewind behavior shows up as watch time. YouTube counts watch time and is one of the most important metrics in determining whether your video is going to get recommended to the next person. So remember, every chapter label is like a mini title. It has to earn the tap on the suggested rail and it has to earn the rewind on the timeline. Write it like you'd write the video title itself. Specific, promise-led, and under 30 characters. If the label could appear on the home feed and still earn a click, then you're probably doing it right. Okay, we've talked about how chapters can improve the performance of your video. Now we're going to talk about how they can improve your discoverability. So how do they improve your discoverability? Well, basically they multiply your search surface area. What do I mean by that? So without chapters, a 15-minute video is basically just one search result. It's one title, one description, and one topic. And it ranks for its primary keyword, and that's probably about it. But with chapters, that same video can be 5, 6, 7, or maybe even more different separate search entries. Each chapter title becomes searchable text, and each chapter can surface independently in Google search through a feature called key moments. This shows up like this: a single video listed with multiple clickable chapter entries on the same search result. The user taps the chapter that matches their question and drops straight into the right moment on the video. So one video with multiple search results without filming a single extra word of content. And there's one more discoverability angle that matters specifically if you're running a company channel. Chapter URLs also work outside the platform too. So every chapter has its own URL with a timestamp parameter on the end. And that means your sales team or your customer service team or your founder, they can all share a link that drops the recipient straight into a specific moment in a video. So they can send an email and say, hey, start watching here at 4 minutes, 12 seconds. And that's dramatically more useful than sending like a 20-minute video that the viewer's gonna have to scrub through to find the relevant content. And in this way, chapters can actually turn some of your best performing videos into sales assets that get consumed and used by prospects. A prospect asks a question in a call and you send the chapter that answers it. And it doesn't have to be the whole video. A very simple but a very practical use of this function. So we've talked about how chapters can improve performance and how they can improve discoverability. Let's move on to number 3 and talk about how chapters can help you get cited by AI tools. So you would have already seen Google's AI overview boxes at the top of search results that answer questions or queries directly, so the user doesn't have to click through to anything. And of course, ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity do the same thing within their own interfaces. But what most creators and companies haven't clocked is this, that AI tools cite specific video segments, typically not the whole video. They select a chapter, and when the citation appears, the user can click straight through into that chapter on YouTube. The video gets watched, the creator gets to view, and the chapter label is basically the thing that earned that citation. So which chapter does AI pick? Well, the one that looks most like the answer to the query. And to get to the bottom of that mechanism, I sat down with Nadia Mohamed, who's a technical SEO expert who works on this exact problem every single day.
AI tools do not read the content as we do. They don't go paragraph by paragraph, but they are looking for very short chunks of text. So actually dividing the content in not too long sections that contain the answer in the very first paragraphs is super important.
So the rule is, straight from someone who does this every single day for clients, have your question first and your answer up front, and everything self-contained within the chapter. And here's exactly what that looks like out in the wild.
If you're looking at the structured content for the video themselves on YouTube, we would follow the same criteria. So basically dividing in chapters that are self-contained with a specific topic, naming the chapter with in a question-based format, having the answer at the beginning of the chapters.
So obviously you're not going to get as many views through this mechanism as through, for example, browse features through appearing on the YouTube homepage. But you will get some very, very high quality views from exactly the kind of people that you're looking to address. And this is a point that Nadia raised too.
The data say that it converts way better because the users that actually are clicking on the citation, they are already a point in the funnel in which they are ready to buy, because they already did the research throughout the tools.
So you're not just chasing impressions, you're getting bottom of the funnel viewers who are ready to take some kind of action. But there is a trade-off. When someone clicks into chapter 4 of a video, for example, they haven't watched through the first 3, so your watch duration on the video could potentially drop. So those are the 3 ways that chapters can help your videos. They can help improve performance, they can help improve discoverability and search results, and they can help you land AI citations as well. And the next best thing about chapters is you don't need to record a whole bunch of new content in order to implement them. You can literally go back to your whole back catalog, whether that's 30, 50 or 100 videos, and implement them there too. And you're very likely to see an improvement in performance as a consequence. Every video you've already uploaded can be audited and updated in under 5 minutes. And the cumulative effect of that could be even more significant than filming another 10 videos. So the temptation might be to say, great system, I'll just start with my next upload. But I think that would be the wrong move. So just follow this workflow to update your back catalog. Step 1, open your YouTube studio, go to analytics, reach and sort your content by impressions. The videos at the top aren't necessarily the ones with the most views, they're the ones YouTube is showing to the most people. Those are the videos where better chapter labels could really compound the most. Step 2, just be selective, take the top 10 or 20. And step 3, for each video, open the description and apply the rules that we discussed earlier. Make sure that every label is basically operating like a mini title, and make sure that you consider any keywords and any queries that you want to rank for. If you do this now, by this afternoon, the videos in your back catalog could be worth twice as much. Chapters have quietly become one of the most leveraged pieces of metadata on your channel. They lift the performance of the video you already made, they expand its surface area across Google and turn it into something your sales team can actually use, and they get you in front of those people that are using AI tools like AI overviews and LLMs like ChatGPT. So if you get the labels right, one video can do those 3 jobs all at the same time. So now you know how chapters work across those 3 different areas: performance, discoverability, and AI citations. But the bigger question that you should be asking yourself is how to build the channel strategy that can be supercharged with these kinds of tactics. And that means the positioning, the funnel, the format selection, the measurement framework, all those things that turn YouTube into a revenue generating channel. And that's what I cover in this video just here. I'll see you there.